Okay, so in the original 24-minute recording, I made a few mistakes and typos and misspoken things. So I want to correct that. So at the moment, it's around 9:35, 9:40. Um, you know, Naperville. I'm like a block away from Naperville North, but whatever. It's about 7 hours. And I was watching my recording, realized I made a few mistakes. My apologies. So I wanted to make this video to correct those, for completeness and stuff like that. And so I even made an extra slide for them. So first one on slide 7, I mentioned that the octet rule only applies for certain elements. And I said first two columns. I meant to say first two rows, like, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't apply to like things below that. And like for xenon, obviously, there's no, well, sulfur or phosphorus clearly saw examples such as not the case. And to be honest, it doesn't matter too much in organic chemistry. You might do it with sulfur, phosphorus, a few times, but for the most part, you would do it with carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, and stuff like that. I mentioned a small typo that a peptide bonded with the carboxylic acid and amide. I meant to say amine. This is just me trying to recall some of my biochem, chemistry from honors bio and whatnot. We even like genetics. But yeah, that was a mistake, clearly. It's between an amine and a carboxylic acid. And I also added another slide of information. So I wanted to give an example of amide functional groups in body systems. And so a very famous hormone that everyone should know about, oxytocin. If you don't, you should look it up and you should be like, wow, it's so important for human relationships. It's about a year. Its effects last about a year in the body. It's released by the posterior pituitary gland or the neurohypophysis, as some, neurobiologists call it, or even neuroscientists call it. And you see here, so let me go to share mode and let's go to the pen. Here, look, an amide, amide. Any of this carbonyl, which is a C-10, ketone means like an R group and an R group is nitrogen. Amide, 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 amide. The exact influence, like where these bind to what receptors, not physiologically well known in males. Females, we know the physiological effect. Google will suffice you fine with that answer. Prefer not to say in this recording as to maintain a PG viewing. Yeah. So you see how everything's planar, nitrogen, carbon, oxygen, all planar. One's biochemistry. If you want to be curious about the other functional groups, this is an organic sulfur. This is the butyl group, whether or not it's like isobutyl, sec-butyl, tert-butyl. I don't remember, not important. This is an amine. This is phenol. So phenol is like implies a phenyl alcohol. Alcohol is like, ROH. So OH, like hydroxyl or skull hydroxyl, same thing. Phenol, so phenyl group is this. Like benzene ring. A benzo group, something different. If you were curious, this is the benzo group. There's an extra carbon. Why they didn't call this benzo and the other one went phenol? I'm no historian of organic chemistry and nomenclature, so don't ask me. Phenol would just be, wow. And this thing of phenol group is a pretty loose way of saying it. I can call this an aryl group, ARYL. That just means aromatic or any aromatic compound. It's a broad. Phenol, specifically phenol plus an alcohol. And even when I say phenol, this does not mean like this phenol has to be, it's a bit loose again. It doesn't have to be para or red across. It can be ortho or meta. And again, it's a loose. But yeah, so let's see if I made any other mistakes. Let's see. Comment, da 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 da. I'm blind, so I put that there. So like I meant to say rows, not columns, just know that. Let's see if I want to mention anything else. I guess there's a few things I want to mention. If you're curious about this background, I collect fountain pens. My collection's pretty cool. You ask me about it, you can email me, be like, oh, what is this? And I can explain for hours. Fine. Sadly, it doesn't release oxytocin, or like when I show it to people, it doesn't release oxytocin. Unfortunately, especially, okay, that's a joke. Please don't roast me or destroy me. But yeah. And then, like I was saying, if you have any questions about really like college, undergrad, chemistry, my awesome humor, anything like that, you can email me. I'm a pretty free person these next few weeks because I break. Again, I have a life. Like I have a social life, an academic life. But yeah, I'm always free to talk about chemistry. So yeah. Thanks for listening once again. Sorry for my errors. I'd rather fix my errors than otherwise, because that would be bad. It won't be good for my reputation. Yeah. Thank you.